What's up, YouTube, or whichever platform you are watching on? Jazz and I, I'm gonna put my dress up a little bit. Jazz and I wanted to make a little video. Kind of describing. So we recently just bought some land. It's 4.24 acres. It is on unrestricted land.
Do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
We're not too far from the city, which I like. Like, we're far enough, but we're not too far.
Right.
And we're from Houston. We're both like city raised, born and raised Houston. So we're very used to driving, to be honest. But yeah, we wanted to make a little video, kind of just going over things like that we didn't know, before buying land, especially unrestricted land and just buying acreage in general. I'm sorry, I have my dress. So, and it's not just the bugs. That's one thing.
I was just about to say, well, we can start with that. They're gonna be all in the way. Cause at nighttime, you know what I mean.
That's when they come.
It's time to shine. They coming out.
What Travis Scott say?
What?
How that song go? Something out like a light. How that song go?
Drake, you saying that, baby?
That's Drake.
It says.
But that was on that was on Travis Scott.
Yeah. But yeah, so they out. You know what I'm saying? They out here or whatever. Lights or no lights, they out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dark sign for sure though.
So some things I definitely didn't know, or some things that were just. Can you tuck my lace in my boot?
Oh yeah.
Some things that were a little bit different for us, is because we're on it's private land, right? So it's unrestricted land. So that means everything is private. Like, once again, me and Jazz are city raised, Houston born and raised, right? So pretty much, wherever we live, it's like, okay, whatever.
There's something given to us, like, you move somewhere.
Trash is always given to you.
Trash is always there.
Some apartments you might pay like a little $10 trash fee.
They let you know kind of up front.
Or they put in your bill, whatever.
It's set up somehow still through other people assisting you. Here, you kind of just have to figure that out. Like,
it's not even just figuring it out. It's literally going through a private trash company. So it's if you look, okay, first when I was talking to the previous people that lived here, I was like, okay, how do you do the trash? And he was like, basically, he's a contractor, so he typically just took his trash and whatever where the contractors go. But he also was burning his trash.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's different.
Another thing right there, because I'm walking around once we finalize on everything, and I'm like, man, what is all these just random spots just of burntness of no grass or nothing, just dark spots or whatever, like little bald spots on the man when you get. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway. And yeah, I see always trash. It's like little pieces of trash and stuff. And I thought about them, like, oh, shoot, I guess that is, a way, a convenient way to get rid of your trash. Especially when you're out here, having to pay for all type of trash fees,
right.
Heavy pickup trash. Of course, if it's regular trash, the heavy pickup you got to pay for. So yeah.
I remember I looked out the window and I seen the neighbor setting fire, and I was like, oh, he must be burning trash or something. But it's that's a more typical thing.
Yeah, that's the norm.
Is that they burn trash.
Yeah, it is the norm out here.
So I personally don't want to burn trash. But so we went ahead and hired a private trash company, but then I had to ask them, hey, do you guys do heavy trash day? And they was like, no. So if we wanted to do a heavy trash day, we would have to outsource that or burn it or whatever. Yeah. Now, so there's multiple private trash companies. Let's check them out, babe, because I haven't checked it. Oh, you locked the gate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to, baby.
So you have to pick whatever, call around for the rates. Another thing is, typically when you are in the city, you're open to whatever electric company, pretty much, for the most part. If you live in Houston, you're open to a multitude of electric companies. Here,
no keys.
Okay. Here, it's no. Hey, we service this, and that's it. And
Man, that's another thing, real quick.
Look at him driving through that water. Why he do that?
Before that I finish, you see, we don't have like a typical like little, 20-foot driveway. So like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to make sure that like when you walking all the way half a mile to the gate that you have the keys
Right.
to get out. So
Yeah.
another new thing for me right now.
But yeah, so the electric is kind of like, okay, what electric services? Like, you can't just get Reliant, you can't get TXU Energy, like, no, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a very specific, once again, private owned for that.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with water. I'm like, hey, how do I turn this water on?
Right.
Again, another private owned, run-of-the-mill company.
Yep.
That's like, oh, we only take to start your services, you got to bring $100 bill into the and it was like a portable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so a
Really?
portable office. I'm like,
wow. Yeah, well, you already know that's mom and pop.
yeah.
Right
So I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
so figuring all that out, it was just a little different. But then,
so y'all run this zip code.
exactly,
Okay, y'all run this zip code.
yeah.
All right. Yeah,
But then she was like, well, so our property is 2 lots basically. So it's like, she's like, oh, do you want to turn both lots on? And I'm like, I guess. She's like, well, if you want to turn the other lot on, then it's gonna be. I'm like, and it's so ain't it the same thing? It's the same property.
Crazy. That's not why you.
Okay. Some other things that were different. Yes. Okay, you can go get some of the snacks that's in there on the kitchen table.
Time to get it.
Did they have any more vegan nuggets in the thing? In those bags?
I don't know.
Oh, they probably do. Go eat some of those snacks first, and I'll put something in the oven if there's something that we can put in the oven. Something else that's different. The very long driveway, which I actually love for security purposes. Like, this is our driveway behind us, all the way to get to our front door. It is locked, so we do secure it by locking it. This part has a hole in it, baby.
Oh, okay.
What Jazz is doing is we still have compost and raised beds at the where we were before, and we didn't want that to go to waste, so we are bringing that over. So he just put a layer of whatever cardboard and stuff, and then we literally put dirt into the trunk, and now we're gonna
I'm taking my dirt back.
I
want my dirt back. Man, I paid for this.
We've been just moving small stuff as we can, without.
You want some?
No.
Oh, it's getting in your eyes.
No, I just don't feel like smelling like. What is it?
My bad.
No, it's okay. Oh yeah, we just been moving over small stuff before we do the big moving truck. So, what's something else different for you, babe? Like from city to here?
Something else is different. Beautiful thing I feel like is different, of course. What I've seen other places, but obviously it's different. Like when it's actually your home, your peace zone, and you get to come back at night, and it's like true peacefulness, like true quietness, and the stars, being able to like sit on your back porch, man. Having a porch, man.
Oh yeah.
Let me
a
tell
good
you,
porch.
like one of the ones I only seen in, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, one of them Tarantino movies or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, a good porch.
That Gran Torino movie, whatever. And oh man, we just chill on the porch like that.
Yeah.
With the rocking chair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're gonna put another little swing and chair or something out there. And having a back porch too, like that's
yeah.
It's incredible.
I'm gonna show you our porch.
So yeah.
Our porch is pretty lit. It's actually a porch that I've always wanted.
Yes.
But never really thought that I would have.
No, not
so
at
this
all.
is a side
Not
view.
at all. Got it.
You can go stand on the porch.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You walking up the bricks.
Oh right.
So you walk up the brick. Good brick steps. You know what I'm saying? Up to the porch.
It's one of those rocking chair porches.
Hold on, let me get y'all a better view. Hold up.
Oh yeah, we do have lights on the porch.
You know, it comes equipped with the lights and the fans though.
And our fans do work.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You can just, like,
It's a nice long porch.
Right here, kick back in the chair, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I probably do something like this. You know what I mean?
So we do plan on putting more rocking chairs. We would actually really love rocking chairs
Yes.
for like a housewarming gift, so that we can fill up the
Morning,
porch.
you know what I'm saying? Like you can actually step out like a movie.
You could be having some breakfast right there. You could be drinking your smoothie,
You know what I mean? Sipping my smoothie with the long strip. Like,
eating some avocado toast.
you know what I mean? Like, what's up, people? You know what I mean? I ain't seen this real out here. Like,
Oh, so
anyway.
another thing that you need definitely like in the outer parts, or especially if you're gonna be farming, is boots. So we both rocking our boots. It's very necessary.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say honestly, if we could both have two, which I think we both do have at least two pair.
Oh yeah, I got two.
But a good pair of boots that are gonna be work boots that you don't mind getting dirty and muddy. One very important thing, which is actually kind of part of permaculture, is observation.
Yes. 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 I actually spent
Here,
a
I'll
little
hold you.
time
I'll let you hold it.
doing some observations. I stayed overnight so I can see. Excuse me. Just have some good watermelon juice. But yeah, stayed overnight just so I can stay up pretty much all throughout, you know, the night, and waking up early in the morning to see, like, you know, where the sun rises, you know what I mean, where it sets, you know, rises in the east, sets in the west, but I wanted to know where the east and west side was of the property, so I was able to see, like, you know, in the front of our property, which would be the east side, behind all these pine, you know, trees and whatnot, is where we get that good rising at. And it's beautiful seeing that sun rise, you know, right through those pine trees and whatnot. It's lit. And of course, it'll set somewhere back there, east side. I mean west side. See, like things that you know. I didn't. Of course, you know. Of course, that's just having kids. No. Oh no. Heck no.
Downstairs
No.
on the wood.
Big rule. Rule is always you won't eat upstairs at all. Okay. Only downstairs. Yeah. So I got the cameras working. That's what that light is.
It's solar powered.
Solar
We're gonna
powered.
try to do as much solar power things as possible.
Yeah. So we got the solar power panel. Solar power panel right there. You know what I mean? And yeah.
Our solar lights are coming on as well.
Yes. Our solar lights in the driveway, and then I put up some more solar lights, like in each corner of the property, just so we can know where our four corners are. And yeah, we still got more lighting to put up because it does get really dark. Okay, and we got the ones right here that just came on for us, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
We started using solar equipment at our last place with lights and also the irrigation.
Yes.
So we really enjoy solar. We'll implement some more of that. We still need more lighting. We're gonna beef up our security even more. We do have Jazz already put in a few security cameras, but we're gonna do some more, and then also probably do some scarecrows. Once again, we are in like the country, so you know you might have like deer or a different type of animals and stuff like that. And when it comes to farming, we want to make sure that we're protecting our crops. So another part of permaculture was like observing. So Jazz already spoke about like observing how the sun sets and how it rises and where, and you know, things like that, because that's very important for our crops and the placement of where we want to put things. But another thing too is, even when I was personally scoping out the property to purchase in the first place, before we even signed a contract, was looking at where water collected the most. So I noticed like around like neighbors and stuff like that, some of them have might have very saturated ground. And so I came out here like a few days, or maybe the day after a rain or something like that, and I could tell where water collected the most. and where see, like, well, this, you might not be able to see, or you can, but it's like there's still standing water here. It rains today and it rained yesterday. Now there's some parts where water collects a lot, and then there's some parts where the ground just gets nice and mushy. Another thing that's different for me that I personally didn't grow up around is crawfish holes. Jazz is used to that. I ain't never seen that before. I'm gonna show y'all what those look like. But yeah, crawfish is not seafood. I guess that's why they call them mud bugs. We have a lot of them actually. No, I haven't seen an actual crawfish, but I've seen a lot of their little mounds. Here's one of their mounds. Oh, that's one right there. You see? So where it's morely like mushy, that's where we can see the crawfish mounds at. Another part of observing is let's see, babe, what's another part of things that we observing, listening to? I was asking about what other things that we do to observe, or what are the other important things to observe. Yeah, I talked about the water collection already. You want to be looking at what kind of, if there's any droppings. We've been doing that too. Yeah.
You also want to look for, I guess, you can also, obviously doing some farming, planting, gardening, whatever. Yeah, you want to look and see like what other, plants you have out here.
Right.
You want to see, you might have some good companion plants or whatever that, that's already developed and whatnot out here.
Or just things that maybe are invasive or edible or good for us or whatever.
Any of the above. So, yeah, that's another thing to look out for. I would say.
I think listening too.
Yeah. As you were saying that earlier, like put that in my head, like, dang, that's crazy. Like, yeah, when you just sit here and listen, you will hear all the different sounds. Like you heard goat, you heard cow out here. We hear the horses. We hear
gunshots.
We hear gunshots for sure.
Because people are shooting just for pleasure. For sport. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You don't hear people.
Nah, you don't hear people really.
Yeah.
Like very simple.
Yeah, really.
Which is
it's good. It's actually very nice to just be quiet.
Yeah,
like,
no, for real.
Like I said, we both grew up in the city.
So
we are city people.
You know what I'm saying?
So this is actually, it's a bit relieving. It's different. Okay. Jazz is bringing this over. Wow, I walked all the way the other way. I felt like it was shorter, but I guess it's not. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I feel like this cardboard's gonna fall. Let me get it. Yep. Yeah, it's all falling. So listening. We definitely been looking and identifying, or trying to identify like what plants are already naturally growing, which we happen to get the property at a really great time because we just hit spring, so a lot of like your native things are gonna start growing. A lot of things that people think are weeds are gonna start growing. So we've been letting things grow, like not mow it just yet. So that we can see, what's growing. This is what a burn pit looks like. So you can tell somebody burnt their trash there.
Yeah, one other thing we should observe. One other thing to observe for sure. Neighbors. People around. Just, know who's around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Know who's around, but then also like not letting that put fear in you. You just kind of know things, because I kind of have a feeling like, okay, for instance, when I was first like looking at the property, like I was driving around multiple times to see what people's yards look like, if anybody was outside. And I did notice quite a few political flags. I seen a few Trump flags. I'm like, okay, interesting. I'm taking note of that. But then I was driving here today, and I was like, is that a Confederate flag? And I actually couldn't believe it, because I was like, no, maybe I'm tripping. I need to Google what a Confederate flag looks like, because I feel like I haven't seen one in such a long time in person. So I'm like, nah, that's probably some other type of flag. And I'm thinking, nah. When I made it back home, I Googled Confederate flag. They had a Confederate flag in their front and their backyard. And so I'm telling Jazz, I'm like, dang, I can't believe it. But you know what's so crazy is that it actually doesn't faze me, because in my mind, I kind of like, see, growing up in the city, you might not see that, because it's like your neighbors might be very well part of the KKK, but you will never know. You see what I'm saying? Like, they will be your teachers, your lawyers, your doctors, your police officers, your nurses, all that. But it's very hidden. You know what I'm saying? Until things get political, I feel like. But then out here, it's kind of like, yeah, I got a Trump flag, or I got a Confederate flag out front and in the back, and then you just don't fool with them. That's it. You just go about your business. I feel like there's no fear in my heart, particularly, to be honest, for me and my family.
Oh, I'm gonna say, you better include me.
There's no fear in my heart. There's no fear. We don't. And I have a feeling like when we start inviting people over, they're gonna be like, oh, I didn't see that Confederate. Yeah, are you paying these bills? Okay, you go. Because the thing is, when you get to acreage and you want private land, you want unrestricted land, when you go outside of the city, yeah, baby, there's gonna be exactly. That's what it's gonna be. You know. But I really don't care. I honestly don't. I just don't. We have our safety measures that we put in place to protect, ourselves. That's Confederate flag or not, because anybody can step to you. You know what I'm saying? But you had a mosquito on you? Oh, yeah. You might want to do that. You want to do that in the morning so you can see better.
Yeah.
Because we also want to watch to make sure we don't have no fire ants.
Yeah, because that's what the heck is on me.
Yeah, but trust me, we do have security measures in place.
Oh yeah.
And we're putting more.
On the way. Yeah,
we're putting more.
For real.
Another thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna be having a privacy fence. You know why? Because I don't want nobody knowing what I got going up over here, baby.
Big gate.
You know, racist or not. Yep. You don't need to know my business.
At all.
You don't need to know what I'm growing and glowing.
All that.
Okay.
You don't need to be seeing you when I step out my crib.
Butt naked. Period. On my private land.
Yeah.
Another thing that we have to observe too is freaking pests, aka other people's pets, where maybe gates are or they're digging under.
Yes.
So yeah, we've already been working on that.
But I got a plan. Master plan.
Yeah, we've been kind of But
might blow them away, shock them a little bit when they figure it out.
But I feel like those are the major things.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I feel like those are the major things.
Yeah.
This is our first recorded YouTube video on the land. I'm very excited.
Yep. We got some big plans, and we've been having them, and now it's time to step up and put them in action.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. We would love if you comment below some things, maybe questions that you may have, or tips. Maybe you have land, or you're in the process of purchasing land, or you do urban farming and gardening and things like that. Hold on, baby.
Yeah. Please hook me up. Let me know something. You know what I'm saying? It's my first go round.
The internet isn't on, baby.
Our first go round, and I take all the advice I can get. If you in the area. You know what I'm saying? If you in Houston, Conroe, Northside, whatever, and you farm, homestead, or any of that, yeah, I don't mind connecting. So yeah, for sure, like, comment, and share this, please.
Bye, y'all.